like to introduce you all to Julio.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I want to speak to you, because I was at the beginning of this profession, about the historical perspective of coaching, because it's absolutely related with the issue of this conference, leadership. And if we have a sense, historical sense of leadership, of coaching particularly, I think we will have something today to keep as a background to work. And I will put it this way. There are many practices, many, that have to do with learning, teaching, training, advising, mentoring, etc. Why we needed another one, coaching? Why? Well, there's something very important to address. Communities, could be large communities, could be countries, civilization, invent new practices when the old practices are unable to address the emerging concerns of that community. So the question that is in demand now is, what are those demanding concerns that are emerging in the world today that we have to invent coaching to address them? That was going to be the topic of my conversation with you today. Why do we need another practice? And to address that issue from a perspective that we need to understand, first of all, that coaching doesn't address simply more knowing. Coaching questions the knowing of our time. And that is critical to understand. It's not what we know, it's how we know. What is in education, in the way that we learn in our times, that we are building the world we are building, that we know is producing crisis in every kind of ways that are global. So in other words, we talk about the climate crisis, we talk about energy crisis, we talk about the distribution of wealth in the planet, that less than 1% of the humanity owns more than 50% of the wealth of the planet. We address crisis in so many ways, pollution, climate change, etc., etc. But we never address directly the crisis of knowledge of our time. What is happening with the way we know that we build the world we build? And let me address this with a sentence that you have seen it many times. It's always inspiring. Is Einstein saying, the problems that we have created with this level of thinking cannot be addressed with the same level of thinking. Let me say something with all my respect to Einstein that I will add. The problems that I created with this way of being cannot be resolved with the same way of being. And that's what I want to engage with you.